During the 19th century, millions of Chinese people were hired as slave labor to build the American transcontinental railroads, and they are far less paid than the white people, and they were denied the citizenship. So they were only allowed to stay in America as a slave labor, and they didn't have the citizenship. And then right after that, there was also the first exclusion. The Chinese Exclusion Act is the only racially discriminating act against any national group, and it lasted 10 years. So basically, under this act, it shows that no Chinese people were permitted to enter U.S. Unless you're a diplomat or you're a businessman with wealth. So basically, if you look at the American history, they didn't have a Irish exclusion or Jewish exclusion or Italian exclusion. It's the Chinese exclusion. And today, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in how Paul Hastings and America's judicial system treat the Chinese whistleblowers like ourselves. Like, we took risk to our life to fight the CCP, but they are sending subpoenas trying to destroy our life. This is purely 100% racist.
The Chinese Exclusion Act, was the most notorious act perhaps ever signed into law in American history.
Ever,
right?
ever.
There was no Black Exclusion Act, right? But there was a Chinese Exclusion Act. Why is that? Right? When obviously this country, right, back in the days, it was a different country than it was today, and there was bad folks. But why is it, right? If we're thinking from a retrospective as a Chinese American, why is that? Yeah. I'll tell you why. It's because we didn't have people like Nicole and I. We didn't have people like the folks of the new federal state of China to stand up and say no to evil, right? And what did they get? They get no to Chinese, right? When you say no to racism, when you say yes to racism, when you show weakness, right? When you don't fight back, obviously, legally and peacefully, this is what you get. Yeah. Chinese Exclusion Act. And look, Paul Hastings, Wang Qishan, and his enablers. What they are doing today, right, is their infiltration into the American judicial system, and by manipulating the American public's opinion on Chinese Americans. They're trying to turn this country back on its wheel, back in what they would call glorious days, because they're racist, right?
Yeah.
They want to make you and I, our children, slaves to serve them forever.